So far we have seen about our food in 2 or 3 classes. Today we are going to make a long description about this our class. So what we have known in this class is about balanced diet. What is a balanced diet contains, children? We have seen that balanced diet contains greens. What are greens? Greens are nothing but the vegetables which are green in color and more with fiber. So it comes to the nuts. So let us discuss about that. What type of vegetables or pulses are to be seen in green in color. So almost all the creepers, all the vegetables which are available in green color, they are good sources for rich in vitamins and as well as minerals. And next, coming to the fiber, the food which contains more fiber. What does this fiber makes to us, children? We have discussed in our previous class. Fibers helps in making our digestion with a good manner, and it makes our digestion in proper manner and helps to avoid constipation problem. And finally coming to fats as well as minerals. So fats gives us one of the instant energy which helps in making our daily duties, and minerals, it makes our systems of body to work in a proper manner. So finally what happens when there is no balanced diet? I just want to discuss about this. So greens, fibers, fats and minerals, along with this, to get the vitamins we need to take pulses and some more nuts which makes together a balanced diet. We have discussed about this balanced diet in our previous class. The adequate amount or the sufficient amount of all these nutrients makes together a balanced diet. Then what happens, children, if there is no balanced diet? We discussed about this also in our previous class. And I just want to remind you that what is going to happen if there is no balanced diet. So if there is no balanced diet, it makes the children growth into a different impacts which causes different kinds of diseases like malnutrition, which leads to many kinds of diseases, anemia, scurvy, rickets. So what are these diseases do to our body, or what makes this to us? So if there are no sufficient nutrients in our body, one of the major disease which is called anemia, it causes blood loss to our body. What happens, children, if there is no sufficient blood in our body? How does our brain works then? How does our heart works then? If there is no sufficient blood, is it possible to breathe properly? What is the necessary thing that makes us to breathe? It's nothing but our blood. So the sufficient transport of blood in our body, it gives us more oxygen to us. So if there is no sufficient blood, it leads to different kinds of problem. If there is no blood in our body, it causes obesity. So which makes the person to swell more in size, and it causes anemia, which is blood loss. And finally it leads to loss of eyesight, which causes blindness or night blindness. So these are the different conditions which we are going to face if there is no sufficient blood. So which is one of the vitamin which is present in our nutrients called as vitamin A. Next coming to is scurvy. What this scurvy makes our body? Have you ever seen that children might be getting a bleeding, that is nothing but oozing out of blood from their gums. So this is nothing but of scurvy, and makes their bones to swell and makes their bones delicate. Whenever the child falls down, he meets a fracture or she may meet a fracture. So this is how the scurvy makes many impacts in children health. So finally, we are going to discuss about rickets. What this rickets makes to us? These rickets causes the shape of legs to be bow in shape, and they make us not to have a proper walk. We can't even squat for a long time. We can't bend our legs. You might have seen the children, those who are suffering with this rickets disease. Why does this rickets caused in children? because of lack of vitamin D. And where do we find this vitamin D? It is abundant in sunlight in early hours. In the morning time up to 7, we can find this vitamin D in plenty of sunlight. So these are the major kinds of diseases which are to be caused in making malnutrition. So we know more about balanced diet now. So you are also following to have a balanced diet. I think so, children. Is it so? Yes. So next, move to our next point. Do we eat all the parts of the plants? We have discussed that we are making use of plants and animals as our source of food. That means plants give us many kinds of parts to eat. Do we eat all the parts of plant? Is it so, children? No. Let us take an example of this. We have tomato plant. Do we eat the flowers of tomato? Do we eat stem of tomato? Do we take leaves of tomato as food? No. We take only the fruit part as our food. Then what about the other plants? Let us take example of banana plant, which is said to be plantain. The leaves of banana are to be used for packing or for eating food, whereas the flowers of banana are used in cooking food. Even the stem portion of the banana plant is taken as food. So all the parts of the banana are used in making different kinds of food varieties. Even the bark portion is used in making curry. So this is how we make use of different kinds of plants along with their roots. Some plants are used from top to tip portion, which is to be taken as edible parts. That is nothing but eating. So now we are going to see that do you taste all the fruits from different plants? So like this, as if we have seen that we don't take almost all the parts of plants as our food. Only a few plants gives us few parts as the food. So we can see that the fruit part of lady's finger is to be taken as food, whereas the leaf part of the cabbage, that is to be taken as food, whereas coriander, we can see that the seeds of coriander as well as the leaves are used in making of food. So like this, do we taste all the fruits of plant? Do you take the fruit of different kinds of plants which are not to be taken as food? Some are edible and some are poisonous, which are not to be taken as food. So you have been to a forest. There you find different kinds of trees. Do you taste all the kinds of fruits which you see there? I don't think so, children, because some of the fruits are poisonous, which may cause giddiness to us and which may sometimes lead to death also. This is how the different kinds of fruits or different kinds of parts of plant may cause different types of impacts on our body or our health. So let us be aware of this, children. Do not taste the food of different kinds or whatever the fruits you find to the different trees which are not to be under the care of your parents or somebody else. Don't taste different varieties of fruits or food. So food which is spoiled may not be checked by the children, so that if you take that, it may cause even poison. So which is said to be food poison. So try to watch about even the packed food also. So watch the expiry date and consume it properly. Is it clear, the children? So whenever you buy a packed food, you have to see both manufacturing date and expiry date and how many months is it safe to use, so that you can have a healthy food, and sometimes it causes hazardous to health. So be aware of this, children. And final part of our lesson is nothing but fruit and vegetable carving. What is this fruit and vegetable carving? So this is nothing but nowadays in most of the marriage functions or receptions or any kind of the functions which is to be done in a grand manner, we are going to see a fruit festival. There you can see many kinds of designs of fruits, that is the designs which are done by fruits and some vegetables. So this is nothing but fruit and vegetable carving. So how it is to be done? It is to be done either with fruits or with vegetables. So the carving which is done with fruits is called as fruit carving. The carving which is done with vegetables is called as vegetable carving. So we can make different shapes of this. So nowadays people are showing even in cookery shows. So how to make these designs or carving of this. So we have to peel for this either vegetable or the fruit. We can make different designs of fruits and vegetables at home itself. So I think you have seen these kind of things in many of the functions. So is it clear that children, today we have discussed about balanced diet and malnutrition, and finally different parts of plants as well as not to eat different varieties of kinds of fruits which are to be seen for any plant, and fruits and vegetable carving. So these are the topics we have covered in our food lesson for this day. Thank you for watching children. Have a nice day.